Hi everybody, welcome back. In today's video, we will be making one of the most difficult cocktails to make in the world of cocktails, the Ramos Gin Fizz. We're also going to talk about the cocktail family that the Ramos lives inside of, and it gets a little bit murky when we have such an intricate cocktail. Now stay tuned to the very end because we're going to use that cocktail family structure to make our own fun and delicious twist on the Ramos Gin Fizz. Along the way, you may notice our newest tool that we've added to our collection as well. Hi everybody, I'm Chris from A Bar Above. I'm a 15-year veteran of the bar and somebody that loves making fun and creative cocktails. Now when we talk about cocktail families and the Ramos Gin Fizz, it's going to get real complicated pretty quick. Now in previous videos I've mentioned that if we are using fruit acid in order to balance out a cocktail, we're probably talking about a sour, and the Ramos Gin Fizz I would consider a very, very advanced sour. So just as a refresher, the formula for a sour is going to be base spirit, acid, and sweetener. Think of it as an adult lemonade. Now inside of the sour, we also have many subfamilies. The fizz happens to be one of them. If you've had a mojito, then you have had a very advanced fizz. Now the formula for a fizz is going to be base spirit, acid, sweetener, and a carbonated element. And usually you can throw other ingredients in there, like mint in the case of the mojito. Now, when the Ramos Gin Fizz kind of goes into this category, it's actually a mashup of two major cocktail families, the fizz and the flip. So taking that into account, let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredients that are in the Ramos Gin Fizz. You have a base spirit, you have acid, you have sweetener, you have egg, you have dairy, you have an orange flower water or an aromatic water of some form, and also that carbonated element. So there are 7 different ingredients that we're going to pull from later on when we go to make our own fun variation of the Ramos Gin Fizz. But for now, let's make the classic Ramos. To make the Ramos Gin Fizz, we're going to go ahead and grab our unweighted shaker tin here, our cheater. We're going to build everything inside of this. The reason for that is it just creates a much tighter seal. So let's go ahead and start building out our Ramos Gin Fizz. So typically I would do a dry shake for this particular cocktail, but we're going to do a reverse dry shake. And what that means is we're going to go ahead and add our ice and then remove our ice and really build up that froth layer. So that's what we're going to do next. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and separate out my ice from the rest of my cocktail. And now we're going to shake to build up that foam. All right, and so now that we've made this, we typically don't see a garnish on the Ramos Gin Fizz, but then all of those aromas from the egg really start to get pronounced. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is gonna go ahead and grate some fresh citrus to kind of mask that aroma. And there we have it, the Ramos Gin Fizz. And now it is time for us to taste our Ramos Gin Fizz. Cheers. That is such a delicious cocktail. Nice and kind of rich, creamy, get that orange flower water in there. This is definitely worth the effort. But now, let's go ahead and make our own variation based off of the formula of the Ramos Gin Fizz. Now it is time for us to make our variation. So we're gonna go ahead and set this off to the side. And just like when we made that, we're gonna go ahead and use our unweighted cheater tin. So we're gonna go ahead and do a lot of like what we call split basing, basically adding a lot of complexity into this build. And there we have it, our variation on the Ramos Gin Fizz. So now let's go ahead and taste our variation on the Ramos Gin Fizz. Cheers. That is freaking delicious. That is so good. The Bacanora that we use is kind of nice and smoky. The Ancho Reyes and the Habañero bitters that we put in there is nice and just very, very spicy. And the pineapple tincture that we use in there really helps to make this almost kind of feel like a smoky tropical cocktail. It is such a fun variation on the Ramos Gin Fizz. Now, one thing I would love for you guys to check out is our brand new zester. You kind of saw it throughout our video, but it really goes a long way to dress up, especially egg white cocktails. So there we have it. We have made the Ramos Gin Fizz. We've talked about the Gin Fizz family, and we've used those variables to go ahead and make our own fun adaptation of the Ramos Gin Fizz, and it is freaking delicious. Now, if you've noticed the tools that we've used throughout this entire video, including our brand new shiny citrus zester, you can find those over at shop.abarabov.com. Now, we know you've watched videos like this in the past. You know exactly what we're going to ask you to do. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon, and you'll get notified anytime we release cocktail videos similar to this one. Until then, I hope you are enjoying your favorite version of the Ramos Gin Fizz. Cheers.